Okay, this is the first of my short blues style lessons. We're just going to get a little simple lick or idea that you can use to incorporate into the simple blues song that I gave you for the 12-bar blues stuff. And basically we're going to take these ideas and transition that chord progression into a bunch of different styles that you can use when learning new music or playing in a blues jam when someone just wants to communicate to you. We're going to deal with just a simple box pattern. I've also heard this referred to as a Chicago box. And what we have here, it's almost like your power chord shape here. We're in G. Your first finger is going to be on the 3rd fret on the 6th string. And if we're playing a power chord right here, then your 3rd finger will be on the 5th fret on the 5th string, and then your pinky is going to be on the 5th fret on the 4th string. Right? I just want you to see that, just kind of visualize where we're at, where we're going to be. Now we're going to be playing shuffled 8th notes, which means we're going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and all right, and the pick 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and just down on the downbeat, and then up when we say and, or the second half. All right, so long, short, down, up, and that's gonna be the basic feel. Now this is how it's going to sound. All right, the first note, this is the root of our chord. If we're in G, this is going to be where the G is. All right, if we want to move this like we're playing in an A, just move up to the 5th fret where there's an A. If you don't know where those notes are on the strings, I've got a few lessons on that stuff, but you need to know where your notes are on the fretboard regardless of what style of music you're playing. All right, now the idea here, we're going the root twice on the 6th string on the 3rd fret. And then we're going to play the octave, which is the root, and we've gone through all 7 note names, and we're back to the name. This is G, A, B, C, D, E, F, and then G right here. So that's the octave. Same note, just higher. All right, so we're going to play root, root, octave, octave, and then we're going to play the 7th of the chord, the flat 7, which is F in this case, which is the 3rd fret on the 4th string. And then the last thing we're going to play is the 5th of the chord, which is like part of that power chord right there, on the 5th string, 5th fret. So we're going root, root, octave, octave, 7th, 7th, 5th, 5th. All right, now if we want to move it down to the C chord or the 4 chord in the key of G, just move the whole pattern down. And then back to the G. Now we're going to go up to the D, which is the 5 chord, the C, and then back to the G. So we're just taking that pattern I just showed you, and we're just moving it around. All right. I'm not going to get too in-depth into the 12-bar blues thing because I've got other lessons on that, but this is basically to give you that feel. Now, if we want to play something straighter, what we kind of call a Boogaloo, which is this kind of idea but with a straight feel. This guy kind of like doing it this way. It's almost like messing with the kid. You're going to play a quarter note on the root, on the G, and then we're going to go octave and then 5th, which would be the 5th fret on the 4th string, 5th fret on the 5th string, 1, 2, and then 3rd fret, which is the 7th on the 4th string, the 7th of the chord, back to the 5th, which is the 5th fret on the 5th string, and then 7 to the octave, or 3rd fret to the 5th fret. A lot of numbers. I know it gets kind of confusing, but in this case, that's the basic idea. And you can move it around just the same as if you were playing the shuffle version. Now, one thing that I like doing with this, which you're going to hear a lot, when we get to the 7th right here, we're going to play 2 16th notes. So we're going 1, 2, and that's the point right there. You're just going to play, instead of 8th notes, you're going to play twice as fast, which are the 16th notes. 2 and 3 and 4. which you know, I typically do if I'm the only guitar player in a band, is also put a chord in there. Now the chord for the one chord, when I'm doing the G, I'm playing the root, and then I'm playing the 7th chord, and it's the 5th fret on the 4th string, which is the root, the 4th fret on the 3rd string, which is actually the 3rd of the chord, and then the 6th fret on the 2nd string. Together they make a G7 chord. It's the root, 3rd, and 7th notes of that chord. So I'm going root on the first beat, and then I'm playing the chord on 2. 1, 2, and 3, and the rest of the riff is the same. So you're going root, chord, then I'm playing the 5th fret on the 5th string, which is the 5th of the chord, and then the 16th notes here on the 7th, back to the 5th, 7th, and then octave. Remember, those are chord tones. If we're just doing them as the fret numbers, 3, 5 on the 5th string, 3, 5 on the 4th string. Now on the 4 and 5 chords, I'm going to play a 9th chord here. So I've got the C, the root, with the middle finger, and then the rest of the chord is going to be first finger on the 2nd fret, 4th string, and then I'm barring the 3rd finger across the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd strings at the 3rd fret. So I get this chord. You know, we're going to talk about some uses for that later. We can play the root, chord, and then same idea as the other one. You just have to move the hand around a little bit. And then same thing for the 5 chord. And back to the 1 chord. Alright, so just kind of a couple different ways to play a blues. It's not like the whole kind of spread kind of deal there for you.